For more Magic the Gathering resources, check out my friends at paperchampion.net and Kitchen Table MTG.
Hello everybody, we are playing Sleeper Agent, and this looks keepable, so let's keep it, see how we do. Opponent's got turn 1, sure. No land? Okay. Thespian Stage. Okay. Oh wow, okay, so they're playing some form of Tron. Alright. Our sideboard is really good against Tron, or at least decent, with Crumble to Dust. Okay, so... Now if we're playing against Ugin, that could be really bad, but we'll see what our opponent has in store for us. Yeah, let's go turn 1 Swamp and go. Okay, next turn I can play Mountain and then Smoldering Marsh. Okay. Okay, so opponent's got nothing. Okay, Nimbus Mage. Interesting. Amulet of Vigor. Okay. Another Amulet of Vigor, alright. Okay. Let's see. Alright, so let's go Mountain, and we have no creatures to attack or to destroy, so guess we'll just keep it like this, I guess. Interesting. I thought my opponent was playing Tron, but I guess not. Okay. So, Thespian Stage. Okay, sure. Alright. So let's go, Mountain, I suppose, and go tap, tap, tap for Ensnaring Bridge. Okay, I don't think our opponents play... Well, maybe they do care about Ensnaring Bridge. Alright, so they're cracking for Expedition Map, sure. Okay, probably looking for another Thespian Stage or something. Demir Aqueduct. Alright, interesting, interesting. Okay. You know what? Actually, what would be good in this deck is in the sideboard is a Blood Moon. Right. So, especially because like we don't need that much black mana. Right. So, an interesting thought. Okay. Sure. Yeah. Get a ton of mana. Oh wow, that's dirty. Alright, I actually didn't know you could do that. Okay, so they're going to return a land they control to their hand. Sure. Alright. So, what does my opponent have here? Thespian Stage, okay. Interesting. Alright. So... my opponent can make a ton of mana. Sure. Visions of Beyond. Okay, drawing a card. Sure. Now I need a creature to come out. Alright, well, let's go Smoldering Marsh. And we need to just try and get towards empty-handed, so I gotta cast this anyways. Okay. So we'll see what we can do here. Alright, so our opponents, I have no idea what they're actually playing at, like what creature they're going to drop. They essentially have Tron, like where they can just create 6 mana of any color. Right, so that's actually pretty sweet. Okay, they can actually just drop in another land here. Okay. So what do they have? Diabolic Tutor. Okay. Searching for something. Okay. So next turn I can get 2 of my cards out of my hand. So I can do, if they do a creature, I could go Stab Wound and Terminate. Or, yeah, it just depends what they play, I guess. Or I could Stab Wound and Vampiric Link the creature. Like if they put out a Wormcoil Engine or something like that, then I could double Stab Wound it, and then Vampiric Link. Right, so even if it could attack, then, well, even when it does attack, or whether it does or not. Okay, so is this a mill deck then? Okay. Alright, so there's Merrick Orb. Interesting. Got rid of my Sleeper Agent. Alright. I really have nothing to do against this deck. This doesn't play any creatures at all. Okay, and I could have really used that Sleeper Agent. Alright. So I'm just not going to cast anything yet. Okay, so opponent has what? Dimir Doppelganger. Okay, so it's going to become a copy of nothing. Alright. Well, we're going to have to pay that cost and terminate. Okay, so we'll mill that out. Okay, does my opponent have counter? No. We'll have to lose 2 cards for that, but okay. Hypnotic Specter. Alright, that's worth paying for. Okay. So, if my opponent's got a counter, then okay. But this will at least get him discarding cards, which is good for me. Right, and I can start attacking. Right, I actually don't need the Ensnaring Bridges right now, so it doesn't really matter. Like if my opponent plays anything, what has he got? Some creature destruction. Dimir Charm. Okay. Yeah, there's not really anything I can do about that. Alright, so what's my opponent playing at here? Man, a Blood Moon would just wreck this guy. Okay. Alright, so still, I think Crumble to Dust would actually be really good too. Okay. So next turn, I think I'm gonna take out my Hypnotic Specters and put in some Artifact Destruction and also Crumble to Dust. Okay. Okay, so what's my opponent casting here? Spell Twine. Copy those cards, cast. Okay, sure. Just taking my Magma Jet, alright, and Diabolic Tutor, okay. Sure. I'm just wondering what my opponent's up to. He's got tons of mana, but not doing what I would expect from them. Okay. It's interesting. So, opponent's casting Diabolic Tutor with Magma Jet, sure. Let some Scry. Okay. I still feel like I could snake out a win. I just don't know how my opponent intends on winning, that's all. Okay, it can't be mill. Like, this seems like the worst way of milling. But, okay, it could be, I guess. Okay. Alright. So we'll go Swamp. And that's it. Alright, so up to 6 mana. What does my opponent have? Alright. Okay, so milling himself a little bit, sure. Okay. It looks like a mill build, though. Archive Trap. I don't search my library for anything, so Archive Trap's dead to him. Ravenous Trap. Yeah, it is a mill deck. It's just weird. It's a weird mill. Okay. Mesmeric Orb, sure. Okay. Interesting. Archive Traps me, sure. Alright. So it is actually, it's a weird blue-black-white mill deck. Interesting. It's just they don't have any creatures, as far as I see. Like, so pretty much can get rid of like a lot of my creature destruction, but getting a sleeper agent would actually be really helpful. Okay. Terminates don't really do anything since he has no creatures, so those can come out of the sideboard. Alright. So I think we're weak against this deck in the first game. Opponent's playing very slowly. Like, I've only used like not even 3 minutes of my time. My opponent's almost down to 10. So, okay. Go. Alright, so go from there. Okay, commandeer, sure. I actually want him to commandeer my creatures. Okay. So opponent's milling almost as fast as he's milling me, because I'm just not playing anything. Right? I have nothing to play, so yeah, it doesn't really do anything. Okay, do they have anything? Spell Twine? Sure. Magma... a Blightening? Okay. I can discard 2 cards. Terminate and Stab Wound. That actually helps me in a way because it allows me to get my Ensnaring Bridge closer. Alright. Sure. Alright. I still think, I think my opponent's got me, but I'm going to make them play it out. Alright. Okay. Dragonskull Summit. Alright, well. Okay. It's just annoying. Okay. Opponent's, like I said, casting spells, almost milling himself out faster than he can mill me. Another amulet, sure. Okay. Okay, Archive Trap. Alright, that's fine. So I'm down to 10. Okay, so untap. Man. Okay, so that's gonna trigger a bunch of times. Cause him to mill. Mill. Okay. Alright, so just waiting here on my opponent. I think I'm strong in the next game, but my opponent's playing super slow, so I can actually just almost wait for them to just tap out. They might even just run out of time, depending on how they're playing. So Dimir, Aqueduct, Nimbus Maze, Thespian Stage. Alright. Mesmeric Orb's gonna be good. Okay, so we're going on the land destruction route. Okay. Alright, so I'm going to mill 1 from my Foreboding Ruins. Okay, so opponent's going to mill... Okay. 1. Okay. Alright, so just wait for my opponent to finish me off. Probably has another Archive Trap or something like that. Detention Sphere, sure. It doesn't do anything. Okay, yeah, sure, take my Ensnaring Bridges. They're going to come out in the sideboard anyways. My opponent doesn't have any creatures at all. So, alright. No, nothing. Alright, well, just play it out. Okay. So, opponent's gonna... Let's see. I can't believe it's, Oh no! I shouldn't have played that. That's gonna mill me for one more, but that's okay. I think I'm gonna lose this one anyways, but it's possible my opponent might, could just lose themselves. Right, so... Alright. Alright, so if my opponent casts anything, it's just gonna be bad for them, but I think they're just gonna wait for me to draw out. Okay, I'll just wait. Okay, sure. My opponent's used almost half their time, which is good for me. Just irritating though. Demir Doppelganger, sure. Okay. Now I get the sleeper agent. Alright, well, whatever. Okay. Okay, opponent's down to 9. Okay. Sure, tap some land. Okay. Are you going to make him into a copy of something? Or are you just going to attack me for 2 or for 0? Think about it. Go ahead. I'm just wasting your time. Okay. So, Demir Doppelganger is going to become what? A Hypnotic Specter? Alright. See, the problem that my opponent has here is that they're trying to do basically a win more situation. Right? So, they're probably going to win. Well, certainly they're going to win. Right? But they're just trying to win more, which is just wasting their own time. So rather than just passing the turn, they know they have me. Right? So rather than just passing the turn, they're going to try and play this out and, make me discard or all this stuff, right? So, whatever. Yeah, sure, fine. I can discard 2 cards. Discard a card, I'll discard a Hypnotic Specter. Alright. Oh, it's at random. Alright, whatever. Okay, so my last card. And I'll pass. We'll play it out. Okay, so my opponent's officially used more than half their time. Okay. They're still thinking, even though they should just pass the turn and let me go to my next turn and lose. But that's okay, because if it runs the same way as before, my opponent's very likely just to run out of time, and then I'll take the match that way. See, again, I have no cards in my library. Why are you drawing more cards? What's to what end? Right? It's kind of interesting. Okay. Alright, yeah, just keep wasting more of your time. Alright. So, we'll go to sideboard? Alright, well, that's fine. Okay, so Ensnaring Bridge is going to be pretty useless, so let's get that out, and we will put in our Crumble to Dust. Okay, that's going to be pretty good. Terminate was pretty useless. Okay, and we can put in Smash to Smithereens instead. All the Graveyard Hate is going to be good for us, so let's go Hypnotic Specters out, Relic of Progenitus in, Extirpate and Surgical Extraction in. Alright. What to take out? So I still want my Bloodchief Ascension and my Sleeper Agents. Stab Wounds are still okay. Blightening still good. Volt Charge. Maybe 1 Volt Charge out. Alright. Let's... Well, actually Volt Charge can deal 3 damage to the opponent. Let's go 1 Stab Wound out. Alright, let's run it like that. Man, that's like the most sideboarding I've had to take out. In fact, if I have a chance to, I should have done this, is take out the 3 Stab Wounds and put in 3 Lightning Bolts. But we'll see if I get a chance next turn, or if my opponent just runs out of time. Okay, Volt Charge, Extirpate, Bloodchief Ascension. Alright, we can keep this for now. Alright, so let's go... Foreboding Ruin, reveal a swamp, tap for Bloodchief Ascension. Okay. And go. Okay, so my opponent has what? Thespian Stage again? Okay. Amulet of Vigor, okay. Okay, Extirpate's going to be good for me, but let's go Blackleave Cliffs. Okay, and we'll just leave it like that for now. Okay, I can always Extirpate if my opponent casts anything. Okay, and next turn I can Volt Charge. I'd rather not Volt Charge immediately though, I'd rather get a counter on my Bloodchief Ascension. But I'll Volt Charge if I have to. Sure, okay. So they get their Aqueduct. Okay. Hopefully I pick up my Crumble to Dust. Okay. They're going to cast something here. Make me mill or something. Okay. So they're going to return their Thespian Sage to hand, probably. Okay, yeah, that's fine. Alright, and Expedition Map, okay. Mesmeric Orb, okay. Smash to Smithereens is going to be pretty good. So let's actually... Red, Smash to Smithereens on that Mesmeric Orb. Okay, 3 damage to my opponent. That is actually really good, because now I can start proliferating. Let's play Swamp. Oh. Actually, let's Extirpate that. Okay, I do not want Mesmeric Orb. Alright, so he's got Doppelganger, basically all just lands. Alright. Okay. And always yes, always yield. Alright, so I think I'm looking okay now. Okay, we'll see how we do. Okay, so next turn I can pretty much go empty-handed, although it doesn't matter. Okay, so opponent can play a land, sure. Okay. So, Dimir Doppelganger, okay. Makes a, becomes copy of that card. Okay. Another Bloodchief Ascension, sure. I'll play that. Okay. Alright, and I'll wait to Volt Charge. Okay, because that way I can maybe double proliferate. There's no rush right now. Okay. Definitely I think putting in a Lightning Bolt would really help. But we'll see. So my opponent's wasting even more time. We're only on turn 4 and they've wasted like down to almost just under 9 minutes. Alright, we'll wait on Volt Charge here. Okay, there's no creature targets for my opponent to have for his Doppelganger. Okay. But even if there are, I could just... Yeah, you can swing for 2 if you want. But even if there are, I could just Volt Charge it out. Okay. Okay, Ghost Quarter, sure. That doesn't do anything. Okay. Are they gonna mill me? Okay, yeah, sure. Okay, and... Magma Jet. Alright, let's do that. And it allows me to scry, which is pretty sweet. Okay, so burn my opponent for 2. Okay, it lets me scry my next turn, which is good. Unless my opponent mills me, but if they do, then they do. Oh, okay, that's going on the top. That's going on the bottom. Alright. Alright, so unless they mill me, I'm going to get crumbled to dust, which is so sweet. Okay, so Bloodchief Ascension, Bloodchief Ascension, always yes, yes. Alright, so now if I Volt Charge my opponent, I can get some counters on Bloodchief Ascension, then every time they put a card in their graveyard, then they are just dead. Alright. So, Dimir Doppelganger doesn't do anything. Okay, I can crumble to dust on Dimir Aqueduct. Okay, sure. Oh, that's going to be so sweet. Because he's probably looking for... What's he revealing? I hope he reveals an Aqueduct. That'd be so awesome. Okay. Aqueduct. Aqueduct. Okay, he already played a land, I believe. Okay, so take your time, take your time. Still got 7 minutes to play the game. Okay. Opponent's still thinking, still thinking. Still thinking, still looking. It's weird. It's like the opponent doesn't even know their deck. Like, it shouldn't take you this long. You should know what land you're looking for. Alright. Okay. Alright, so I've paused the game for a little while. It's as you can see from the timer, it's down to 3.5 minutes. My opponents, I don't know, I think they just got salty and they're just not coming back. I think they realize they just can't win. You know, it's not that my sideboard is even just so amazing. Like, Smash to Smithereens, Extirpate is actually really strong. But, you know, I don't know, they have got a ton of mana. I think that they realized they went to time, they got salty, and then just are not coming back and going to make me wait out the rest of the match for 3 minutes. So, anyways, I will put you on hold here and come back with about, 20 seconds or 30 seconds left in the match. And if they come back, then great, but, they're also not responding in the chat either. I'm not holding my breath for them to come back, but anyways, I won't make you watch for the last 3 minutes. I'll come back in the last 30 seconds or so. Alright, so I'm back. My opponent has resolved their expedition map finally. They revealed the Dimir Aqueduct, but they're not playing it. I think they realize that they just can't win, and they are being kind of salty. In the chat, they said that they're working, right? That's why they're taking so long to play. I'm like, okay, why are you working? Like, why are you playing Magic online if you're working? Right? Like, it's not like... Okay, that's not really a reason, right? Like, if you are working, then you shouldn't be playing Magic online. And if you're so busy, like if you're multitasking or something, like, you're kind of being a dick by making your opponent, like, wait for so long just for you to make your plays, right? Like, now, if you're just learning the deck, then okay, But this last like part where you're making the opponent wait for, you know, like minutes and just waiting for the time to go out, that is actually just being a jerk. So anyways, I'm going to call you, Drew Hodges, on your bullshit. That is not, you shouldn't do that. You know, I don't think my deck was oppressive or anything like that. I don't think that you should play like that. Anyways, I hope you see this video on my channel. Thanks. I'll see you next time.